All right, good evening, everybody. It's Kel Casey with you here live right at the command post. You can hear the noise in the background. That's people still working. It's 10:45 on Tuesday night, August 27th. We've got some updates for you. For one, we just finished our community meeting at the Willow Elementary School. So if you haven't watched that online, we did have a little connectivity issue, but it's going to stream real nicely because it cuts that out when you watch it on the replay, just so you know that about Facebook. If it's ever a slight interruption, when it replays, you never notice that. And then I believe we maybe even had a tiny earthquake here in Willow, about a 4.1. What came out of the meeting was really good. There's lots of resources that are going to become available for folks. The Alaska Declaration for the state allows families who have been displaced by this to get funding for lodging and some money and some other support network. We want to dispel the rumor right now. FEMA has not been declared as an actual participant in this on the individual level. FEMA is supporting the suppression side of it because of all the homes that were lost. So there's been some confusion there for folks, and I know that's hard for you if you've lost your home and lost property and you've been hearing friends and people tell you, oh, it's the FEMA is going to come help you out. FEMA is paying for a lot of the suppression costs, but it has not been declared a federal FEMA event. That would come from the federal government. That has not happened yet. What it is a state event, and therefore there's state funding for those who are without housing. So you don't have to rebuild right now to be able to be supported through the winter. A lot of the folks who went through the Sockeye fire losing their homes actually took advantage of the state assistance and smartly got lodging covered all throughout the winter, and then were able to build their house in the spring when they had more time to plan and when some of the removal could have been done now and in the spring too. So lots of good resources there. We'll have another meeting tomorrow night in Talkeetna at the Upper Susitna Evac Center, the senior home there. I went by there today, and the volunteer Baptist yellow shirts are there with laundry and hot showers. That's not necessarily open in the evening overnight, but that great couple from Valdez said that they would stay there, or if somebody needs support in the evening to go to the Baptist church across the street, the Montana Creek Baptist Church, knock on the door, they'll help you out. Everybody's here to help everybody. We know that's going on. 70% containment, so we went up a little bit, which is great. The Alaskan crew's working. For those of you tracking at home, up in Alpha, we have the Yukon Flats crew. They're from way up in the village area, the interior. Midnight Suns are out here in Delta. They're part of this effort to get blackline around that. There's two other crews in there doing a great job. And then Yukon Koyukuk is plugged into this division as well. There's 7 or 8 lower 48, or 9, 10, 12 lower 48 crews. Rogue River and all the other hot shots, we're happy they're here, but we know that some of you are curious as to where the Alaskans are working, and they're out there doing a great job. Pioneer Peak is on days off after buttoning up this southern end. I saw that sign that somebody put down at the southern end of the fire, and I know that they take a lot of pride in the work they do. They're always ready to respond in Alaska quickly and get there for any community, and so we give them a shout out too. Thanks. They're taking a couple day rest because fatigue is really setting in right now. All right, I'm going to bring in Jacob Welsh. Jacob's our smoke jumper. He's retired now, and he's an information officer from Oregon. He comes up as often as we need him in Alaska. You're back for your third assignment, right?
Third trip. I love the state here, but unfortunately it's under these circumstances. But I just feel blessed. I'm grateful to be a part of this effort to help you all out.
And you've got a real pulse on what's going on at the outreach efforts in the community, right? We have the Sheep Creek Lodge area providing at the food pantry. And then you can tell us a little bit more about the networks of support that's going on.
So, as with every disaster, people come together. So what we're seeing out there are neighbors helping neighbors. So we see that there's a network up in the north end of the fire. There's people out there. I want to give a shout out to Kyra for feeding people and bringing supplies around to everybody who needs it. So what happened was the Red Cross came up today. They came up to support all these efforts going on. So they were at Sheep Creek Lodge, and they were there giving out, basically they call it a disaster relief kit. And so that's shovel, rake, broom, a little bin full of other miscellaneous supplies like tape, even respirator masks. And so that was free to everybody who wanted to come and talk to them and get that help. And also the food pantry came up, so they came up, and we kind of helped coordinate that effort to get them up here to, where the people needed around the Yancey neighborhood. So get them the supplies they need, get them to Kyra and the effort that she's running up there. So it was a well-coordinated effort. It's great to see neighbors helping neighbors, and just just I'm happy to be part of that, and I'm glad to see that all go down.
So Jake will be out again tomorrow. We have Gina behind the camera. She was at Sheep Creek Lodge today. She's catching a lot of sunshine, so you'll see she's got some raccoon eyes because out here on the fire after the inversion burned off, it was actually a beautiful day. When I drove back down from the school, I went out to see the kids at Talkeetna Elementary, and they were really, really nice and friendly. And on behalf of Norm McDonald, who's right behind the camera right now, he's at the end of his shift, making sure everybody online is getting their questions in there, because remember, our mission is to answer every single one of your questions, so please lay it on us so we can get you the answers. We went to both schools today, and we wanted to make sure the kids knew at Willow Elementary and Talkeetna, I still have to go to the other schools, but that our Ensign Commander Norm McDonald and our Deputy Tom Kurth and the whole team is really grateful that the kids delayed their school for 5 days. Now when you're young, sometimes that's great, but also when you're young, you're ready to go back and see your friends, and you're ready for the normal routine of life. So all those children I met today that told us their stories, you've learned a lot about being a survivor. You're becoming more and more resilient. You're learning real life skills. They were telling me things about defensible space and how they saw their neighbor come over with an excavator and help their daddy out, knock trees around the house, and all those values that we cherish as Alaskans, being strong and resilient and helping each other out. So it was a good day for that. And they were trying to thank us, but we're actually trying to thank the kids and the parents, because that was a big disruption. We still have the 19 school bus stops that are not happening. So they've consolidated up to Cubbies and then down to Kushwitna Lake. I'm sure folks figured that out there today. There's some other networks out there. I met with Harold today at the community meeting. He's been keeping an eye on the neighborhood over here. There's countless stories of neighbors keeping an eye on each other. Sean Kinney out here in Caswell Lakes and the whole group that went home today. We're glad you're back home. I kind of feel I'm grateful that everybody got home, but I had such a nice group staying at my place here, and I know when I go home tomorrow and nobody's there and the horses are gone, I'll be happy for them. But something happens in disaster where we come together, and really it's like this time to meet each other and really get to know the neighborhood better and realize that, man, everybody here had each other's back. Even though there was huge losses here, do you see it when you're out there?
Yeah, neighbors helping neighbors, and yeah, what I saw out there is great to see that network build. And somebody told me they had a neighbor across the street. They had been there for 5 years and had never really had any interaction with them, and now they're kind of friends. So to hear that, it's just a lot of good stories out there, and yeah.
Exactly. So here's our plan for tomorrow. We're going to keep traveling. We'll be having the meeting up in Talkeetna, so everybody from Talkeetna come out. You'll still be going down to Menard. And I know that some of our good friends there we've met over the last week went home today, so we hope everybody's resting well at home.
And we're going to be at Sheep Creek.
Yep, Sheep Creek for sure.
Somebody there from 10 to 7.
You bet.
So tomorrow, 10 to 7.
We'll also have the, let's see, I'm looking at some of my things. The Red Cross is here to stay, and they're helping people with the paperwork. So I think if I could boil down the whole assistance program, if you have questions and you're wondering what the next steps is, I would get with the Red Cross and Bill and his crew and Connie and everybody who's totally, Paul, everybody's invested in the Red Cross here. They'll help you get to the paperwork, whether it's the state disaster assistance or finding out what the next steps are for lodging to get you that long-term support where it's paid for. It doesn't come out of that $17,000 that's available. It comes out of a different source fund to get you hooked up with a COAD. So there's the Matt Sue COAD, C-O-A-D, Charlie, Oscar, Alpha, Delta, community organizations active in disaster. That seems to me to be a big deal right now because they're pooling together all the donations that are going to be coming in from everywhere. And I want you to write down this number in the morning, give them a call, 907-745-5827. You'll be hearing a lot more about the COAD. That's like a United Way driven organization where Team Rubicon and all these different organizations are together. They have different levels of funding. Team Rubicon said at the community meeting tonight that they have a workforce of military veteran volunteers who come out, and people always ask, like, well, I'm just one person and my house burned down, but I still have my shop, and what do I do? Well, Team Rubicon will send a crew out and help with the punch list. Put that muscle in there and clean things and load things, and they offer a whole range of services, and they're here for the earthquakes, they're here for fires, they serve in all parts of the country, so you're not alone, and I think that's one of the most important themes here. You're not alone. Watch online if you can, come in and see us, call the COAD number. and we'll be joining the folks in Talkeetna tomorrow night. Any questions, Gina? Okay,
No,
hopefully
I don't
folks are
think
getting
so.
tucked in for the night.
I just let them know that we're electric companies still working on electric.
MEA update, we did get the secluded lake area fired up today with power, and I think they only have about 50 meters, so 50 folks out of the 500 plus. Stephanie was there from MEA tonight talking about the progress. This was delayed, of course, because of the investigation that we're being transparent about. So now that that is wrapped up, that's on, which is a big win for those folks up there. Sorry that took longer and you got wrapped up in that bureaucracy, but this, of course, is a big event. A lot happened here, and so there is a process to make sure the legals go through the way they're supposed to. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll go live again. We've got a lot going in our favor, longer nights, cooler temperatures, a heck of a lot of good firefighting going on. Looks like we might get some rain on Monday, 30% chance.
I heard Tuesday from the locals.
Okay, so
somebody
maybe-
said it's coming Tuesday. This is the day.
Maybe
So-
one day later than our
Yeah,
IMET
that's-
mark says. But we do have a lot going in our favor, and the biggest one is you. Being careful about those ash pits, being careful about those falling trees, reaching out to us, making sure you see our flagging all around the yards. That's how firefighters communicate where hazards are, what they've already done for work. It may be marked a certain color. Hazards might be marked another color. Hazmat might be marked another color. So do the same around your yard. Make sure it's safe.
Don't forget the speed limits.
And there are double fines. The troopers don't want to pull you over, but they told us they'll pull us over too. So firefighters aren't allowed to be in a hurry. There's nothing out there worth getting anybody killed.
Yeah, driving is the most dangerous thing we do. We take for granted every day we get in that car, we drive, and there's a lot of folks out there, so just...
And some big engines. There's still some really nice big tenders out there. They look great. I mean, I love seeing a big tender, right? Because they're holding a lot of water.
And a lot of those are local. Those local tenders are, big red trucks. You can't miss them.
And they need a lot of room to turn around.
Slow down, give them their space.
We don't want people trying to stream around them or pull some crazy move. It's just not worth it. So that 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, fines are doubled. The troopers are patrolling. They will be looking for folks who are going too fast because they do need to push that point home. And of course this morning, that huge inversion, I'd expect it again. We got all that smoldering out there after a sunny day, mixing with the cold air at night. We're probably gonna have another series of days here where we get into that inversion. So be careful, and we'll catch up in the morning. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Night. Thanks, Gina.